Namaste and welcome to your weekly forecast from April 12th to April 18th, a pivotal week for everybody. So let's dive into how this energetic shift will personally impact each of the ascendant and how you can best navigate this surge of new beginning. As these predictions are based on your ascendant sign, for viewers who want to know how to check their ascendant sign, please open your birth chart and check which number is given or written in the first box or in your first house. For example, I have given a sample here on the screen, and number 3 is written in the first box or in the first house. Now you can map the number 3 from the table given on the side. So number 3 represents Gemini. So this native is Gemini ascendant. Now if number 5 is written, then it's Leo. If number 11 is written, it's Aquarius, and so on and so forth. And if you do not have a birth chart ready with you, then it is easy nowadays to obtain your birth chart from Google. So there are so many free websites which can create your birth chart immediately within few seconds. So just enter your birth details and you can get your birth chart. Now with this, let's begin our weekly predictions. Welcome to all the Aries ascendant. Aries, this is a high voltage week for you. With the sun entering your sign in Aries and getting exalted, you are getting a massive power surge. But because your ruler Mars is still locked in the 12th house war zone with Saturn, the challenge is managing this new fire without burning out. There are four transits this week. Three of them belongs to the moon and one very special transit of sun entering Aries on April 14th. So this is a high voltage week for you, Aries, with the sun entering your sign and exaltation. You are getting massive power surge. But because your ruler Mars is still locked in the 12th house, it's a war zone with Saturn. The challenge is managing this new fire without burning out. So let's begin and check the moon transit first to see how the moon will influence your emotional feelings this week. On April 13th, moon will be in Aquarius in your 11th house. You will feel a sudden surge of future hope. This is the best day to network or talk to friends about your big dreams. Astro Diva tip is use this day to post on social media or reach out to your mentors. Your voice carries most of the weight today. On April 15th, moon will be in Pisces in your 12th house. This is the heaviest day of the week. The moon joins Saturn and Mars in Mercury cluster in your 12th house. You might feel overwhelmed, tearful because it's a soul purge. You are feeling the weight of everything you haven't processed yet. So the Astro Diva tip is do not make any big decisions today. Spend time near water or meditate or simply rest or sleep. On April 17th, moon will be in Aries in the first house. As moon moves into your sign and meets the exalted sun and Venus, you will feel an incredible rush of energy. You feel beautiful, powerful, and ready to conquer. Now, Astro Diva tip is this is a power day. So, schedule your most important meeting, launches, or date for the 17th. You're literally wearing a cosmic crown today. Now, let's talk a bit about this special transit, which is Sun entering Aries on April 14th. Now, while the sun is your fifth lord of intelligence and fame, enters your first house and gets exalted. Getting exalted means it's in its peak strength and joins Venus. So you undergo a total vibrational upgrade. What I mean is 14 onwards, any lingering self doubt from the 12th house fog or from the previous weeks will get dismissed. So you will find the courage to say no to things that drains your energy and yes to the path that actually honors your soul's blueprint. Secondly, you become visible. Your visibility is all time high. People who haven't noticed your work or your presence for months will suddenly see you. Now Venus here is joining Sun creates a royal charm. You're radiating as a diva at a diva frequency that is both authoritative and incredibly soft. Now, because Sun rules the fifth house, which represents creativity, romance, and children, its exaltation in your first house also means your unique ideas finally take center stage. You will feel sudden urge to express yourself through a creative project, a video, or a performance, and you may also spend exclusive time with your kids, especially something which is entertaining and joyful. You may also spend quality time with your romantic partner as well. Now, with the Sun and Venus aspecting your seventh house, your personal charisma triggers a public win. So, expect a stuck negotiation or pending contracts to suddenly swing in your favor. Now, let's also see what other planets are doing in your chart this week, Aries. Mars and Saturn is in 12th, creates a pressure and friction. You have the stamina to finish massive projects, but only if you work in silence. Three planets aspecting your sixth house from the 12th house means old debts, health issue, or workplace politics will surface. Face them because you have the sun on your side now. The Mercury Jupiter Parivartan Yoga is also there. So this turns a hidden expense into a strategic investment. So results would come after delays. You might find money in a place you forgot to look. So Astro Diva recommendation is this is not a very good time to invest because it looks risky. Now, you will also feel a strange mix of high confidence because Sun is in first and the need for isolation because your Lagan Lord Mars is in 12th. So, it's okay to be a loner leader this week. There can be a tech and research breakthrough as well. So, if you're working on something technical or behind the scene, the Jupiter Mercury exchange gives you the aha moment you have been waiting for. Now, since Mars, your Lagan Lord, represents your body and is in the 12th house of bed comfort and sleep, you may experience disturbed sleep or intense vivid dreams. So physically you need to watch for heat in the body, inflammation, eye strain, or issues with the feet. Now let's sum up for you. Aries, this week is a powerful inner war to outer glory transition. As your ruler Mars battles in the 12th house while Sun exalts in your first, harness the grit to handle hidden friction early on and then step into the spotlight after the 14th of April for a major personal and romantic breakthrough. Best date for you is 17th of April and best color you can use this week is either red or yellow. Now for the Aries student, this week your focus might wander towards hidden subjects or research rather than your main syllabus. So use the Jupiter Mercury exchange to master a difficult technical skill. It will stick with you forever. Let's look at the live segments and indicator now. Personal this week is high. The sun in the first house brings you center stage. You feel seen and magnetic. Although Mars is also calling you to do work behind the scenes, so you need to balance this week. Career and money is medium. Great ideas are flowing. Social is medium. And love is high. Sun and Venus in your first makes you very irresistible. A soul switch moment is also possible, and health is low. Now, the 12th house pressure is high, so watch your feet, eyes, and sleep cycle. Now, one remedy I want to share for your 12th house is to neutralize that friction. What you can do is you can do a Raktadan, blood donation, only if your health allows. Or you can also do the solitude walk, walk barefoot on natural grass. Is another very potent remedy, or you can also go for a swim if possible. So, to all the pioneers of the zodiac, wishing you a week of grit and glory. Now, please reach out to us on the given mobile number and on the email ID if you need any one on one consultation. Welcome to all the Taurus rising. Taurus, there are four transits this week. Three of them belongs to Moon and one very special transit of Sun moving into Aries on April 14th. Now, this week is of a profound transition for you. The sun moves into your 12th house and signals a power reset. You are shifting from a phase of high intensity from last week, networking, into more private, spiritual, and strategic incubation period. Now, let's begin and check the moon transit first to see how moon will influence your emotional map for the week. So, on April 13th, moon will be in Aquarius in your 10th house. You will feel emotionally invested in your career and public image. It is an excellent day for professional visibility and taking charge of your destiny. On April 15th, moon will be in Pisces in your 11th house. Now, this is a high stake emotional day because moon is joining Mars and Saturn, Mercury there. It's all crowded. So, you might feel a bit of friendship friction or stress regarding a long term goal. The energy is heavy, but the grit is there. So, the Astro Diva tip is that don't let social drama drain your energy. Stay focused on your profit margins and long term vision. On April 17, Moon will be in Aries in your 12th house. Now, you will feel a deep need to retreat or recharge. Now, it's a beautiful psychic and reflective energy where you find peace in solitude. So the Astro Diva tip here is this is your spiritual power day. So avoid the noise of the world, meditate, journal, or book a spa session. Your best insights will come from the silence. Now let's also look at the special transit of Sun, which is on April 14th. Sun is entering into Aries. Now, when the Sun, your fourth lord of domestic peace and happiness, enters your 12th house of isolation and gets exalted, and also joins your Lagan Lord, your ascending Lord Venus there, your focus shifts toward behind the scene mastery. Now, what it means is 14th onwards, Any domestic stress or fourth house home fog begins to dissipate as you find peace in your private life, and you will find the courage to prioritize your mental health over your external demands. Now this is needed for all of us. There is also global and foreign connections, so your visibility shifts to international or distant platforms. People from different culture or overseas market will suddenly see your value. Now, Venus joining Sun here is creating a mystical charm. So, you're radiating a diva frequency that is soulful, mysterious, and deeply intuitive. Now, with the Sun and Venus aspecting your sixth house from 12th, your personal grace helps you resolve old debts or health issue. So, expect a win over workplace competition or any lingering litigation. Now, let's also see what other planets are doing in your chart this week. Mars and Saturn 11th is creating financial pressure, but you have the stamina to hit a huge target, but it requires cold, hard discipline. While 12th house is active, secret supporters or mentors might offer help from the shadows. Now, you will feel a mix of high privacy because Sun is in 12th and high social influence because Mars is in 11th. So, you're leading from behind the curtains. There is a tech and social breakthrough on the card. So if you're working on any digital platform or a group project, the Jupiter Mercury exchange gives you the aha moment on your brand. Pay attention to your intuition during the day. Your gut feeling about a financial investment is likely correct. Now, Mars casts its eighth gaze on the sixth house of enemies and deaths. So, this is a very good news. This is a victory over rival. So, if you have been facing workplace politics or a lingering legal issue or a health issue, you now have the raw power to shut it down. You aren't playing nice this week, you're playing to win. And you might also feel a sudden urge to detox or change your diet to improve your energy levels. Now, to summarize for you, Taurus, this week is a transition from public gains to private peace. So harness your financial grit early on and then enjoy the soul deep vibration upgrade that comes after 14th of April. Now, best date for you this week is 13th, and best color you can use is blue. For Taurus student, focus on research and behind the scenes study this week because Jupiter Mercury exchange will help you to grasp complex financial or technical concepts that other might miss. Now let's look at the live segment and indicators. Personal is medium. You are because you are into introspective phase, quality over quantity. Career and money is high. The 11th house cluster is working hard for your bank balance. Social is medium. Love is medium. Health is medium. So watch your digestion and eyes. Rest is your best medicine. I want to share one unique and potent remedy here for Mars and Saturn in your 11th house. What you can do is you can do Guptadan, anonymous charity. So this one will clear all the tension that Mars and Saturn is creating for you. So to all the anchors of the zodiac, wishing you stability and success this week. And please reach out on the given mobile number or email ID if you need any one-on-one consultation. With this, let's move to the next Lagna. Welcome to all the Gemini rising. Gemini, there are four transits this week. Three of them belongs to the moon and one very special transit of sun into Aries on April 14th. Now, this is a week of high speed manifestation for you. The sun moves into your 11th house, marks a financial and social breakthrough. You're moving from a phase of professional pressure from last week into a high reward period where your network becomes your net worth. Now, let's begin and check the moon's transit first to see how moon will influence your emotional map for the week. So, on April 13th, moon will be in Aquarius in your ninth house. You will feel a surge of optimism and a desire for higher learning. It is an excellent day for long distance planning or seeking guidance from your mentor. Astrodiva tip is your wisdom is magnetic today. So, if you have a big picture idea or a philosophical post to share, the audience is ready to listen. And on April 15th, moon will be in Pisces in your 10th house. So, you might feel a bit of workplace friction or intense pressure to perform. The energy is heavy, but it is forging your professional reputation. So, as to Diva tip is don't let the office politics drain your energy. Stay focused on your output. Your hard work is being logged by the universe, even if it feels slow right now. And on April 17th, moon will be in Aries in your 11th house. You will feel an incredible rush of social confidence. You feel seen, appreciated, and rewarded by your peers and your social network. Now, Astrodeva tip here is this is your social power day. So, network launch that project or ask for a favor. The world is saying yes to your ambitions today. Now let's talk about the very special transit this week, which is Sun is entering into Aries on 14th of April. Now, when Sun, your third lord of communication and effort, enters your 11th house, gets exalted, and joins Venus, your focus shifts towards social authority. What's written in classic about this transit is the native is Vikram, courageous and full of grit. They shall find their fortune through all forms of skills and craftsmanship. Their siblings shall rise with them, and they will be surrounded by a circle of supportive kin, which is very fantastic. So, what I mean on 14 onwards, any self doubt regarding your skills begins to dissipate as you see tangible rewards for your communication effort. Your visibility shifts to powerful social group, high status individuals or large organization will suddenly see your value. Now, Sun is joined by Venus also here, which creates a social charm. So, you are radiating a frequency that is both authoritative and extremely persuasive. Now, frequent short travels can bring you opportunity gains from hobbies, writing, communication, support from friends and siblings and neighbors. Everything is possible this week. Success in sales and marketing on digital platform is also possible. Now, with Sun and Venus aspecting your fifth house, your personal grace brings a win in creative projects or romance. So, expect joy through self expression or through your children or with your romantic partner as well. Now, let's also see what other planets are doing this week in your chart. Mars and Saturn is in 10th, which is creating a professional pressure, but you have the stamina to finish a massive project. It requires cold, hard discipline and a bit of silence also. There is an expert vibe. So you'll feel a mix of professional grit of Mars in 10th and high social recognition from Sun in 11th. So you're leading by example this week. There is a tech and network breakthrough. So if you're working on digital content or social media, the Jupiter Mercury exchange gives you the aha moment for your engagement. Mars is also expecting your fourth house and fifth house. So you're clearing obstacles that were blocking your mental peace and creative growth earlier. Mercury in Pisces, your ruler is debilitated, but it is in exchange with Jupiter. While communication might feel a bit delayed, the end results will be high quality and very wise. So let's summarize for you this week. The week is a transition from professional labor to social reward. Now, harness your grit at work early on this week, then enjoy the high status vibrational upgrade that comes after the sun's movement on 14th April. Now, the best date for you is April 17th, and best color you can use is green. For Gemini student, your communication and presentation skills are top notch this week. So, use the Jupiter Mercury exchange to crush your exams or interviews. Your personality is your biggest advantage. Now, let's also look at weekly indicators on the life segment. Personal is high. You're feeling sharp, communicative, and very, very influential. Career and money is high. Massive effort at work leads to direct financial gains. Social is high. Your social calendar is buzzing. You are the star of the circle. Love is medium. Romantic opportunity arise through social gatherings or mutual friends. Health is medium. Watch your knees and stress levels. And consistent sleep is your best medicine. Now, one more remedy I want to share with you is for Mars and Saturn in your 10th. This practice pranayam, the deep breathing, especially in the morning. Now, this earths the heavy career energy and clears the mental fog, ensuring you lead with total clarity. So, to all the master communicators of the zodiac, wishing you a week of clarity and success. Your network is your net worth this week. And please reach out to us on the given mobile number or email ID if you need any one on one consultation. Now, with this, let's move to the next letter. Welcome to all the Cancer ascendants. Cancer, there are four transits this week. Three of them belongs to the moon and one very special transit of sun into Aries. Now, why special? Because sun is our Atma Karka, our soul keeper, is getting exalted this week. This is a monumental week for you, Cancer. As the moon ruled sign, you feel transit more deeply than anyone else in the zodiac sign. So, with the sun moving into your 10th house, getting exalted, your career is about to hit a solar peak. Let's begin and check the moon's transit first this week to see how moon will influence your emotional map. So on April 13, moon will be in Aquarius in your 8th house. So your gut feeling is hyper accurate today. So if something feels off in the business deal or a secret or trust, so trust your instincts and avoid impulsive financial move today. On April 15th, moon will be in Pisces. The moon joins Mars and Saturn and Mercury cluster in your house of fortune and higher wisdom. So you might feel a bit of faith friction. You are questioning your long-term path or dealing with a very rigid mentor figure, or with your father. It's a heavy energy, but it's grounding your dreams into reality. Now, April 17 moon will be in Aries in your 10th house. You feel an incredible rush of authority and public confidence. So you're finally ready to lead and to be seen. So Astrodiva tip here is this is your absolute power day. Schedule your biggest career moves, launches, interviews, that important meeting for the 17th. And you are standing in the cosmic spotlight right now. Now let's talk about that very special transit when Sun is entering Aries on 14th. When the Sun, your second lord of wealth and values, enter 10th house and gets exalted and joins Venus. So you undergo a total career alchemy. So what I mean, 14 onwards, your visibility at work is at all-time high. Superiors and public will suddenly see your authority and worth. Since Sun rules your second house of money, getting exalted in 10th house of work means your professional reputation directly increases your bank balance. You aren't just a worker, you are a brand that people want to be associated with. Now, there is a vocal authority as well because Sun rules your speech of the second house. So, your words carry immense weight in the office meetings. There is a charismatic success. Now, with the Sun and Venus aspecting your fourth house, your professional success brings sense of victory and peace to your home life and to your domestic environment. Now, let's also see what other planets are bringing to the surface this week. Mars and Saturn in nine creates the pressure on your belief and travel plans. So, you have the stamina to complete a certification or long term project, but it requires a bit of patience. You will feel a mix of high professional drive from Sun in the 10th and a need of spiritual solitude from the Mars in the ninth. So, you need a balance here. There is a tech and travel breakthrough as well. So, if you're working on something involving publishing, law, or foreign trade, the Jupiter Mercury exchange gives you the aha moment. Mars is expecting a third and fourth house. So you're clearing the competition through your sheer determination and mental strength. The Mercury is also in Pisces. It's debilitated, but as it is in exchange with Jupiter, so your communication might be more poetic or intuitive than logical right now. So, the summary for you, Cancerian, this week is a transition from internal questioning to public success. Now, harness your grit to finish your spiritual or educational task early on and then step into the power zone after the 14th when Sun enter Aries. The best date for you is April 17th, and best color you can use this week is white or gold. And for Cancer student, your intuition is your best study tool this week. Use the Jupiter Mercury exchange to master complex theories. You will understand the spirit of the subject better than the data. Now let's look at the life segments and indicators. On person, it is high. You're feeling emotionally strong and ready to take on the world. Career and money is high. This is your strongest sector this week. Promotion or recognition is also very likely if it is due. Social is medium, love is medium, and health is medium. Watch your knees and lower back. Movement is the only medicine for you, Cancerian. And one more remedy I want to share for Mars and Saturn in your ninth is spend 5 minutes in quiet early morning watching sunrise or praying to Lord Sun. Now, this gives you the backup power to navigate any day with clarity and energy. So, to all the protective powerhouse of the zodiac sign, wishing you a week of growth and glory. And please reach out on the given mobile number or email ID if you need any one on one consultation. Now, with this, let's move to the next Lagna. Welcome to all the Leo rising. Now, Leo, there are four transits this week. Three of them belongs to the moon, and one very special transit of your Lagna Lord, Sun, transiting into Aries on April 14th. Now, this is a global awakening week for your Leo, as Sun, your Lagna Lord, your ruler, that is yourself, moving into the ninth house and getting exalted. So you're stepping into a massive higher purpose phase. So before we get into the Sun transit, let's talk about the moon transit first, because moon is something that influence our emotional map. So on April 13, moon is in Aquarius in your seventh house. So you'll feel emotionally centered on your partnership. It is a brilliant day for heart to heart or finalizing a collaborative deal. So Astrodiva tip is your charm is at peak today. Use this energy to smooth over any lingering tension in your closest relationship. On April 15, moon will be in Pisces in your 8th house, and this is a high intensity emotional day because moon joins Mars, Saturn and Mercury cluster here. So the feeling, you might feel a bit of internal turbulence or sudden anxiety regarding shared finances. Now this energy is heavy, so the Astrodiva tip is don't panic. If the old fear surfaces, avoid getting into any financial arguments today. On April 17, there is a change. Moon will be in Aries in 9th house. Now you will feel an incredible rush of faith and optimism. You will feel lucky, connected to the universe, and ready to expand your territory. Now, Diva tip here is this is your spiritual power day. So, if you have been waiting for a sign to start, or a course, educational higher degree to start, or travel, or launch a big idea, this is the day. Now, let's talk about your ruler getting exalted on April 14th. Now, when Sun, the first lord of your identity, enters the ninth house, gets exalted and joins the lovely Venus, so you undergo total dharma upgrade. So, 14th onwards, you become the inspired visionary. What I mean, your presence or your personal vibration is all time high. People will look to you for guidance and inspiration. Your visibility shifts to high places. So expect a recognition from mentors, your father, or institutions, or a foreign entity. You are radiating a frequency that attracts soul level teachers and opportunities. There is a luck activation now. There is a rise of Atma Bal, self strength. There is Dharma Siddhi also, success through righteousness. Because your Lagna Lord is getting exalted, your natural luck, Bhagya, is finally waking up. So things that were stuck will suddenly start moving through divine timing. And with the Sun and Venus aspecting your third house, your communication becomes incredibly persuasive. You're speaking with the authority of someone who knows their truth. Now, recognition from your father mentor will also come. Success in government related or legal matters is also on the cards. And yes, one more thing, that is gain through travel or pilgrimage can also happen. Now, there is one conflict here for Leos between ego and detachment. What I mean is, now this is, listen carefully because this is the most critical theme. The sun is our ego and identity, and uh, is at the highest strength, getting exalted, while Ketu is there in your first house, which wants to dissolve any ego. So you may experience moment when you feel like a king, like a sun, followed immediately by a feeling that none of this matters. Ketu will trigger this feeling. Also, physical vitality versus mental restlessness may come to surface this week. So, still, it's a win win for you. Now, let's also see what other planets are bringing to the surface this week. Mars and Saturn 8th can create pressure on shared resources or taxes. So, you have the grit to solve complex financial mystery, but it requires deep research. Tech and research breakthrough is there. So if you're working on something occult, medical, technical, the Jupiter Mercury exchange gives you the aha moment. Mercury in Pisces is debilitated, but in exchange with Jupiter, so your intuition is more powerful than your logic right now. So trust the vibe over the data. You can depend on your luck as well because Sun is in your luck house. Mars from 8th house aspects your second and 11th house. So you are clearing financial obstacles through your sheer willpower. Saturn from 8th will also bring stability towards your resources. So to summarize for you, Leo, this week is a transition from karmic depth to divine height. So harness your grit to handle the 8th house pressure early on and then step into the luck zone after 14th. Best date for you is 14th and 17th. Best color for you is saffron or orange. And for Leo students, your mind is expanding rapidly. Use the Jupiter Mercury exchange to master subjects related to research, psychology, or ancient wisdom. You will find the hidden key to your syllabus. Now let's look at the indicators and live segments. On personal, it is high. You are really feeling very regal this week. And career and money is medium. Social is high. You are attracting people who resonate with your higher version. Love is high. Romance feels soulful, adventurous, and spiritually connected. Health is medium. Watch your digestion and keep your internal fire balanced. That is your inflammation also. So, one remedy I want to share with you is for Mars and Saturn in the eighth. Light a ghee lamp or a white candle facing east every morning. This ensures the path is illuminated with clarity and success. So, to all the radiant hearts of the zodiac, wishing you a week of courage and crown worthy wins. Please reach out on the given mobile number or email ID if you need one on one consultation. With this, let's move to the next Lagna. Welcome to all the Virgo rising. Virgos, there are four transits this week. Three of them belongs to the moon and one very special transit of sun moving into Aries on April 14th. Now, this week for you is of deep transformation and strategic gains. With the sun moving into your 8,000 getting exalted, you are entering a high intensity phase of soul research and financial auditing. Before we get into the details of sun transit, let's start and begin with moon transits first to see how moon will influence your emotional map for the week. So on April 13, moon will be in Aquarius in your sixth house. You'll feel a surge of productivity. It is a brilliant day to tackle your to-do list, resolve a health query, or organize your workplace. Your analytical mind is sharp today. So if you need to fix a broken system or a lingering workplace issue, the 13th is the best day to act. On April 15th, moon will be in Pisces in your seventh house. And this is a high intensity emotional day. The moon is joining Mars and Saturn and Mercury. It's all crowded in the house of partnership. So the feeling is you might feel a bit of relationship friction or professional pushback. The energy is heavy and you may feel like others are being too rigid or demanding. So one tip I want to share is don't enter any debate today with your ruler Mercury debilitated here. Things will get lost in translation, so stay silent, just observe and let this wave pass. On April 17th is the day that I was talking about, when moon will be in Aries in your 8th house. Now you will feel a rush of investigative energy. Now you are ready for a big, deep, solve a financial mystery or experience a profound psychological breakthrough. Astro Diva tip here is this is a financial power day. So if you have been waiting to settle a tax issue, an insurance claim, or a shared resource matter, this is the window. Now let's also talk about the other. No, before other planets, let's talk about the special transit this week. That is, Sun is entering Aries on April 14th. Now, when Sun, your 12th lord of liberation and foreign lands, enters your 8th house in peak strength and joins Venus, you undergo total karmic audit. Now, this is a Vipreet Raj Yoga, so gains after struggle and effort, but success is guaranteed. So, on 14th onwards, any self doubt regarding your internal power gets dismissed. You find the courage to face your shadows and turn them into strength. Now, since Sun rules your 12th house, which represents expenses, and it's getting exalted in 8th, means you're successfully burning off old debts or finding money through hidden sources like inheritance or rebates or something hidden money that you had forgotten about. Now, Venus joining the sun here creates intellectual charm as well. So, you are radiating a frequency that is deeply private yet incredibly magnetic. You might find a sudden urge into a deep research project or a occult study, even astrology. Now, with Sun and Venus aspecting your second house, your private internal work triggers a financial win. So, expect a sudden clarity regarding your family asset or savings. Now, let's also look at what other planets are doing in your chart, Virgo. Mars and Saturn in seventh is creating pressure on your collaboration. So, you have the stamina to finalize a deal, but it requires cold, hard patience. And Mercury is in Pisces, same house, it's debilitated, but in exchange with Jupiter. So, communication in relationship is a bit tricky. Trust the actions over the words right now. There is a tech and audit breakthrough. This is good. If you're working on something involving data, forensic accounting, deep tech research, this Jupiter Mercury exchange gives you the aha moment. Now, Mars from the seventh house will aspect the first house and also your 10th house. So, you're clearing professional obstacles as well through your sheer analytical willpower. Now, Saturn is also aspecting your first, which gives you patience and stability. So, to summarize for you, Virgo, this week is a transition from public friction to private power. So, harness your grit to handle the seventh house pressure early on and then enjoy the financial and soul upgrade that comes after April 14th. Now, best date for you this week is 13th for work and 17th for finances. Best color is silver. And for Virgo students, your focus is moving towards research based study. Use the Jupiter Mercury exchange to master complex theories. Your ability to see the hidden logic in a syllabus is your superpower this week. Now let's look at the life indicators. Personal is medium, career and money is high. 8th house sun can bring unexpected financial turns in your favor. Social is medium, love is high, intense, soulful, and perhaps a bit secretive connections are favored. Health is medium, watch your digestion and keep your internal fire balanced. Now, for Mars and Saturn in the seventh, I want to share one remedy with you for Mars and Saturn in the seventh house. You can turn this friction into a successful partnership. How? Spend 10 minutes in total silence every morning or evening. This earths the heavy seventh house energy. Or second remedy I want to share is the silver sip. Drink water from a silver glass. So to all the discerning architects of the zodiac, wishing you a week of precision and powerful breakthrough. Please reach out on the given mobile number or email ID if you need any one-on-one consultation. With this, let's move to the next lecture. Welcome to all the Libra ascendants. Libra, there are four transits this week. Three of them belongs to the moon and one very special transit of sun into Aries on April 14th. So you can see there are four transits this week. Now, this is a relationship and social renaissance week for you, Libra. Why? Because Sun moves into your seventh house and getting exalted. So, your personal magnetism and professional partnerships are hitting a solar peak. Now, before we talk about Sun's transit, let's begin and check the Moon transit first to see how Moon will influence your emotional map for this week. On April 13, Moon will be in Aquarius in your fifth house. You'll feel a surge of creativity, joy, and playfulness. Now, this is a brilliant day for romance, speculative ideas, or spending time on a hobby that fuels your soul. Even spending time with your kids can bring happiness. On April 15th, Moon will be in Pisces in the sixth house, and this is a high intensity day for your health and work routine. The Moon joins heavy Titans, Mars, Saturn, and Mercury cluster. So, the feeling you might feel a bit of workplace friction or physical exhaustion. So, the energy is heavy, and you may feel like your to do list is an impossible mountain. So, the Astrodiva tip is don't overexert yourself these 2 days. This is a day for micro wins. So tackle one small task at a time and prioritize rest. And avoid caffeine or stimulants because your nervous system needs non toxic peace right now. On April 17, moon will be in Aries in your seventh house. As Moon reaches your house of partnership and meets the exalted Sun and Venus here, now you will feel an incredible rush of social grace and public confidence. You feel seen, loved, and highly respected by your peers and partner. Now, Astro Diva tip is this: this is your absolute power day. So schedule your most important meetings, contacts, or a date night for 17th or 18th. You are literally wearing a cosmic crown in the eyes of others. Now let's talk about a very special transit. On April 14th, Sun is entering Aries. When Sun, your 11th Lord of Gains and Social Circle, enters your 7th house and joins your ruler Venus, you undergo total partnership upgrade. Now, 14th onwards, you become the diplomatic powerhouse. Any self doubt regarding your social standing gets dismissed. You find the courage to lead in your partnership and say yes to high status collaboration. Now, this is a tricky situation, Librans, for you. No doubt, Sun gets exalted in Aries, but at the same time, Sun gets debilitated in seventh house, as per the Kalpurush Kundli. So it's a loss of Digbala for Sun, directional strength. So you might feel personally drained by social obligations. So I have some bonus and important pointers for you, Libra, especially for you. So bank balance increases through a spouse, a business partner, or a major contract, but read the fine print on control. And you are radiating frequency that attracts alpha personalities and influential allies. Exalted gains of 11th Lord. Your income hits a peak through collaboration, but you need to set boundaries. You will have to learn to say no to a strong willed partner. And father's influence can be there on marriage. So, advice from elders might play a big role in your seventh house matter this week. Bright but hot, like the midday sun. The partnership is brilliant but can burn if you get too close because your Lagan Lord Venus is sitting very close to Sun. Now, social circle will shift. So, you may get entry into exclusive clubs. You must balance the sun fire with your own Venetian diplomacy. That was the tip I wanted to share. And with the Sun and Venus aspecting your first house, your external success triggers a personal glow. So you feel more beautiful, more confident, and more you. So that was a tricky one, but all in all, it's a win for you. Now let's also see what other planets are doing, Libra, this week. Mars and Saturn in sixth is creating pressure on your health and daily habits. You have the stamina to overcome the heat hurdle or any difficult project, but only through discipline. Now Mercury in Pisces is getting debilitated, but it is in exchange with Jupiter. So communication with staff or co-worker might be confusing. So verify all the emails and instructions. A mentor offer a solution to a daily stressor, but this is not very straightforward, as I'm saying, because things can get a bit delayed because Mercury is still debilitated, and there can be a tech and legal breakthrough. Now, if you're working on something involving law, contracts, or technical data, the Jupiter Mercury exchange gives you the aha moment. Mars is aspecting your ninth and 12th and first house, so you're clearing financial or spiritual obstacles through sheer persistence. So, just to summarize for you, this week is a transition from internal grit to external glory. So, harness your grit to finish the sixth house chores early and then step into your partnership power zone after the 14th. Now, best date for you is April 17th, and best color is pink. Now, for Libra students, your focus might wander towards social life or law justice based subjects. Use the Jupiter Mercury exchange to master a difficult topic by discussing it with your classmates. You learn best through dialogue this week. Now let's look at the live segments and indicator. Person it is high, you're feeling your Libran grace, and career money it is high. Success come through the other collaborative projects and looks very profitable. Social is also high. You are the star of the negotiation table. Love is also high. This is your best week for romance in months, I can say. A soul connection moment is highly likely. Health is medium. So watch your kidney and lower back. Hydration is your best medicine. Now, one more remedy I want to share with you for Mars and Saturn in your sixth house. Offer some food or help to any stray animal. Visit an animal shelter to offer food if you are living abroad and cannot find any stray animal. So, there are a lot of animal shelters. You can go and maybe donate things there. So, to the harmonious strategist of the zodiac, wishing you a week of perfect balance and public wins. And please reach out on the given mobile number or email ID if you need any one on one consultation. Wishing you all the best. Now, with this, let's move to the next Lagna. Welcome to all the Scorpio rising. Scorpio, there are four transits this week. Three of them belongs to the moon and one special transit of sun into Aries on April 14. Now, this is a week of strategic warfare and professional victory for you. As sun moves into your sixth house and getting exalted, your ability to overcome obstacles, deaths, and competitors reaches a solar peak. So let's begin and check the moon transit first to see how moon will influence your emotional map this week. On April 13th, moon will be in Aquarius in your fourth house. Your inner sanctuary is your strength today. So if you need to make a decision about property or family, the 13th offers the grounded energy you need. On April 15th, moon will be in Pisces in your fifth house. Now, this is high intensity day for your heart and mind. The moon is joining the heavy titans here, Mars, Saturn, and Mercury. It's all crowded. So you might feel a bit of emotional friction or a creative block. The energy is heavy, and you may feel the weight of responsibilities regarding children or a romantic partner or a creative project. Now, the Astro Diva tip here is do not force a creative breakthrough today. Apply logic to your passion projects and stay patient with your loved ones. Your ruler Mars is under pressure, so cool your temper as well. Now, April 17th, moon will be in Aries in the sixth house. As moon reaches your house of daily battles and meets exalted sun and Venus, you experience a victory over obstacle moment. So, you will feel incredible rush of physical vitality and competitive spirit. You feel capable, disciplined, and ready to outwork anyone in the room. So, the Astro Diva tip is this is your absolute power day. Schedule your most difficult task, health checks, or legal meeting for the 17th. You are standing in the winner's circle, Scorpio. Now, let's talk about the very special transit this week, that is Sun entering Aries on April 14th. Now, when Sun, your 10th Lord of Career and Fame, enters your sixth house, gets exalted and joins Venus, so you undergo a total workforce upgrade. What I mean is, 14 onwards, you become the unstoppable specialist. Any self doubt regarding your professional competence gets dismissed. You find the grit to tackle complex projects and say yes to leadership roles, difficult roles, or difficult situation. Since Sun rules your 10th house of profession, getting exalted, and 6th house means your reputation grows through your ability to handle crisis and outshine the competition. And you are radiating a frequency that attracts respect from subordinates and favors from those you help. You might find a sudden urge to start a high performance fitness regime or a strict daily schedule. Now, with Sun and Venus aspecting the 12th house, your hard work at office triggers a peace of mind. So, you're finally sleeping better because you have cleared all the clutter. Now, let's also look at what other planets' placement will bring to the surface this week, Scorpion. Mars and Saturn in the fifth create pressure on your self expression. So, you have the stamina to finish a major technical project, but it requires intense mental discipline. Mercury is debilitated in Pisces, but it is in exchange with Jupiter. So, communication with children or romantic partner might be a little foggy. So, double check your tone and intent. There can be a tech and research breakthrough. This is a good one. If you're working on something involving data, psychology, or hidden secret, the Jupiter Mercury exchange gives you the aha moment. The Mars, your ruler, aspects 8th, 11th, and 12th house. So you're clearing financial entanglements through sheer persistence and willpower. Now, to summarize for you, Scorpion, this week is a transition from emotional friction to tangible victory. Harness your grit to handle the fifth house mental pressure early on and then step into your victory zone on after April 14th. Now, best date for you is April 17th, and best color for you this week is pink or red. Now, for Scorpion students, your focus is shifting towards competitive exams or difficult technical subjects. Use the Jupiter Mercury exchange to master a deep topic because you have the detective mind needed to solve the toughest problem this week. Now let's look at the live segments and indicators. Personal, it is high. You're feeling your scorpion power. Career and money, it is high. Success comes through tackling the hard stuff. Your work ethic is your bank account. Social is medium. You're focused on winning and not mingling right now. Love is medium. Romance requires patience and clear communication due to fifth house pressure. And health is high. Now this is good. The sun in your sixth gives you the massive vitality boost. One remedy I want to share for Mars and Saturn in the fifth is practice pranayam, deep breathing for a few minutes daily. This cools the Mars Saturn heat in your fifth house and ensures you lead with calm and strategic mind. So, to all the transformative powerhouse of the zodiac, wishing you a week of strategic wins and unstoppable drive. Please reach out on the given mobile number or email ID if you need any one on one consultation. So, with this, let's move to the next ascendant. Welcome to all the Sagittarius ascendant. Sagittarius, there are four transits this week. Three of them belongs to the moon and one very special transit of sun into Aries on April 14th. So you can see there are four transits this week. Now, this is a week of creative radiance and intellectual mastery for you. As the sun, your ninth lord of fortune and wisdom, moves into your fifth house and getting exalted, joins Venus. Your natural luck is hitting a solar peak. Let's begin the predictions and check the moon transit first to see how moon will influence your emotional map for this week. On April 13th, moon is in Aquarius in your third house. You will feel a surge of courage and communicative energy. So it is a brilliant day for short travels, writing, or pitching a bold idea to your sibling or peers. Astro Diva tip is your voice is your power today. So if you need to send an important email or have a difficult conversation, 13 offers the perfect mental agility. On April 15, Moon will be in Pisces, fourth house. This is the high intensity emotional day. The Moon joins the heavy Titans, Mars, Saturn here. Mercury is also there. It's all crowded. So, this is the house of your inner peace. So, you might feel a bit of domestic friction or a heavy heart. The energy is dense, and you may feel the weight of family responsibilities or property related stress. Astro Diva tips do not engage in a family arguments today. This is a day for emotional discipline. So sit in silence, ground yourself, and remember that this home fog is temporary just for a day. So avoid major home repairs today. On April 17th, moon will be in Aries. This is a good one in your fifth house. As the moon reaches your house of creativity and meets exalted sun and Venus, you experience a soul awakening movement. You will feel an incredible rush of joy, romantic spark, and speculative confidence. And you feel brilliant, lucky, and deeply connected to your inner child. So the studio tip is this is your absolute power day. Schedule your creative launch, romantic date, or speculative investment for the 17th. You are literally wearing a cosmic crown of intelligence today. Now let's talk about the very special transit. Sun is entering Aries on April 14th. Now, when Sun, your ninth lord of Dharma and fortune, enters your fifth house, gets exalted, joins the lovely Venus, you undergo a total vibrational upgrade. What I mean is, 14th onwards, any self doubt regarding your creative talents gets dismissed. You find the grit to lead your own project and say yes to paths that honor your unique intelligence. Since the sun rules your ninth house of luck and getting exalted in fifth means your bank balance increases through wise investments, creative consultancy, or academic success. Venus joining the sun here creates a playful, authoritative charm. So you're radiating a frequency that attracts romance, high level mentors, and joyful collaboration. And you might find a sudden urge to dive into a new hobby or a high stake project. Now, with Sun and Venus aspecting your 11th house, your creative wins triggers social gains. So, your network finally recognizes you as a leader in your field. Now, let's also see what other planets are doing in your chart. Mars and Saturn in fourth creates pressure on your mental peace, but you have the stamina to resolve a long standing family issue, but it requires cold, hard discipline. And while the fourth house is heavy, the fifth house sun brings solar protection to your children and to your creative ventures. Mercury in Pisces is debilitated, but it is in exchange with Jupiter. So communication with family might be confusing. So re-verify all details regarding property or assets. A spouse or partner offers brilliant solution to a domestic stressor. So maybe there can be delay in communication. So expect the delays, but still it's a win-win. There is a tech and learning breakthrough. Yes, if you're working on something involving education, software, or ancient wisdom, Jupiter Mercury exchange gives you the aha moment. Mars is expecting 7th, 10th, and 11th house. So you're clearing professional obstacles through your sheer persistent effort. Saturn in 4th house brings stability and structure at your home front. So take help from Saturn. So to summarize for you this week is a transition from domestic friction to creative glory. So harness your grit to handle the fourth house chores early and then step your intelligence power zone after April 14th. Best dates for you is April 17th. Best color is bright yellow. For Sagittarius students, your focus is moving toward mastering your favorite subject. So use Jupiter Mercury exchange to discuss your studies with a partner, study partner. Dialogue will help you to grasp the most difficult concept this week. Now let's talk about the life segments and indicators. Personal is high. You're feeling your optimistic spirit, and career money is high. Success comes through intelligence and thinking big. Social is also higher, the life of the party, and a magnetic presence in your circle. Love is also high. This is your best week for romance. A soul connection or a deepening of an existing bond is highly likely. Health is medium, so watch your digestion and chest area. Deep breathing is your best medicine. Now, one more remedy I want to share for Mars and Saturn in fourth, the salt cleanse. I have informed this, spoke about this in the last weekly also. Mop your floors with a pinch of rock salt in the water. Salt is a powerful cleanser that absorbs the Mars sun heat from your living space, so making your home feel like a sanctuary again. So, to the visionary adventurers of the zodiac, wishing you a week of creative fire and fortunate wins. Please reach out on the given mobile number or email ID if you need any one on one consultation. Now, with this, let's move to the next ascendant. Welcome to all the Capricorn rising. Capricorn, there are four transits this week. Three of them belongs to the moon and one very special transit of sun into Aries on April 14th. So you can see there are four transits for this week. Now, this is a week of domestic foundation and professional power for you. As the sun, your eighth lord of transformation, moves into the fourth house and gets exalted, you are entering into a high intensity phase of home alchemy. Now let's begin with the moon transits first to see how moon will influence your emotional map for the week. On April 13th, moon will be in Aquarius in your second house. Your financial intuition is sharp today. So if you need to make a budget or a purchase that adds long-term value, the 13 offers the grounded energy you need. On April 15th, moon will be in Pisces in your third house. So you might feel a bit of communication friction or mental exhaustion. This energy is heavy, and you may feel like your skills are being tested or your messages are being blocked. Astro Diva tip is do not send impulsive emails or enter heated debates today. This is a day for strategic silence. So work on your technical skills in private and let the grit of Saturn refine your voice. Now, April 17, moon will be in Aries in the fourth house. So you will feel an incredible rush of emotional security and private confidence. So you feel like the master of your domain, ready to nurture your roots and enjoy the personal space. So, Astro Diva tip is this is your absolute power day. So, schedule your family gathering, property discussion, decisions, or home office upgrade for the 17th. You are literally wearing the cosmic crown within your four walls. Now let's talk about the special transit of Sun entering Aries on April 14th. When Sun, your eighth lord of deep change, enters your fourth house, gets exalted in its peak strength and join the lovely Venus, you undergo a total emotional reset. Now what I mean, so 14th onwards, any self-doubt regarding your emotional stability gets dismissed. So you find the grit to face old family pattern and say yes to the lifestyle that truly honors your soul's blueprint. So, since the sun exalts in the fourth house of property and assets, its arrival here can trigger a sudden gain through real estate, inheritance, or hidden domestic resource. Venus joining Sun here creates a sophisticated private charm. So, you are radiating a frequency that makes your home feel luxurious or and authoritative. You might find a sudden urge to renovate or purchase a vehicle. Now, with Sun and Venus aspecting your 10th house from the 4th, your private domestic wins triggers professional respect as well. So, uh, people notice you are more grounded and at home in your career. Now, let's also see what other planets are bringing to the surface this week. Mars and Saturn in third is creating pressure on daily effort. But you have the stamina to finish a massive technical manual or a difficult communication project, but only through discipline. Mercury in Pisces is debilitated, but in exchange with Jupiter. So, communication with sibling or neighbors might be foggy or with your cousins. So, double check all the short trip plans and texts. And also, small detail you master now becomes your secret weapon in future against rivals, though some delays are likely. There is a tech and craft breakthrough. Now, what I mean, if you're working on something involving writing, coding, or manual skills, the Jupiter Mercury exchange gives you the aha moment. Mars, your ruler, is aspecting 6th, ninth, and 10th house. So, you're clearing professional and legal obstacles through sheer persistence. Now, Saturn, your Lagna Lord, is in 3rd house, gives you more power and strength to handle communication more structured way or more serious way. Now, let's sum up this week for you. This week is a transition from mental friction to domestic glory. So, harness your grit to master the third house skills early on and then step into the inner power zone after April 14th. The best date is April 17th, and best color for you is deep brown or tan. For Capricorn students, your focus is moving towards learning from the roots. So, use the Jupiter Mercury exchange to master a difficult skill. Practical application is your best teacher for this week. Now let's look at the weekly indicators on life segment. Personal, it is high. You're feeling emotionally anchored and very powerful. Career and money is medium. Social is medium. Love is high. Domestic bliss and deep soulful connections at home are favored. Health is medium. So watch your chest and shoulders. Postures also you need to keep a check on. Deep breathing is your best medicine. So one more remedy I want to add here is for Mars and Saturn in your third house. So there is a mental friction here. So you can do the grounding walk. Walk barefoot on the ground or in your garden for a few minutes. This earths the heavy third house energy and connects you to your exalted fourth house sun. So to all the enduring masters of the zodiac, Capricorn, Wishing you a week of solid foundation and private triumphs. Please reach out on the given mobile number or email ID if you need any one on one consultation. Now, with this, let's move to the next Lagna. Welcome to all the Aquarians. Aquarius, there are four transits this week. Three of them belongs to the moon and one very special transit of sun into Aries on April 14th. So if you can see on the screen, there are four transits this week. Now this is a week of cerebral courage and social brilliance for you. As the sun, your seventh lord of partnership, moves into the third house, gets exalted. Your voice and communication and ability to lead through your skills are hitting a solar peak. Now, before we talk more on Sun, let's begin with the Moon transit first to see how Moon will influence your emotional map this week. April 13, Moon will be in Aquarius in your first house. You will feel emotionally centered on your own path and destiny. Now, this is a brilliant day for a personal glow up or setting clear intention for your own life. On April 15, Moon will be in Pisces in your second house. So this is high intensity emotional day. Moon joins the heavy titans like Mars and Saturn. Mercury is also there, all crowded. Now this is your house of wealth and family. So you might feel a bit of financial friction or a heavy atmosphere regarding family values. The energy is dense and you may feel the weight of long-term financial commitments as well. So the Astro Diva tip is do not engage in money arguments today. This is a day for financial discipline. Audit your account, speak only when necessary, and avoid impulsive buying to soothe stress. Now, April 17, moon is in Aries. This is good in your third house. As the moon reaches your house of courage and meets exalted sun and beautiful Venus here, you will feel an incredible rush of mental agility and social confidence as well. You feel heard, understood, and highly persuasive in your circle. So, the Astro Diva tip is this is your absolute power day. Schedule your most important emails, meetings, or social media launches on the 17th. You are literally wearing a cosmic crown on your words. Now, let's also talk about the very special transit this week, Sun entering Aries on April 14. When the Sun, your seventh lord of public life and spouse and marriage, enters your third house of communication, gets exalted there, joins Venus. So, you are undergoing a total skill set upgrade. What I mean is, 14 April onwards, any self doubt regarding your skills or your voice gets dismissed. You find the grit to lead your own efforts and say yes to bold new collaboration. There will be gains through your efforts and efforts from your partner as well. So, your partner or a close collaborator might bring a lucky idea or a lucrative contract to your doorstep. You are radiating a frequency that attracts high status peers and influential neighbors. You might find a sudden urge to write, code, or just present a masterclass. With Sun and Venus aspecting your ninth house, your local efforts triggers global luck. So your small moves today might lead to a big wins tomorrow. Now let's also discuss what other planets placements are doing for you. Mars and Saturn in second, creating pressure on your savings and speech. You have the stamina to fix the financial leak, but it requires cold hard discipline. Mercury in Pisces is debilitated, but in exchange with Jupiter. So communication regarding family, wealth, or assets might be confusing. So re-verify all the data. Uh, there will be tech and media breakthrough. Now, this is a good one. So, if you're working on something involving social media, digital tools, or short form content, the Jupiter Mercury exchange here gives you the aha moment. The Mars Saturn energy in your second might make you feel restricted by old family values. So, don't fight the root, nurture your own garden. Mars, your ruler of third and tenth, is expecting fifth, eighth, and ninth house for you. So, you are actually clearing professional and creative obstacles through sheer persistence. Now, Jupiter, your 11th and second lord in fifth, this is a very good one for you, is creating the Dhan Yoga, the wealth yoga, gains from Vidya, gains from knowledge, prosperity via children, natural speculative luck, eloquent and wise speech, philosophical romance, and high status mentors, all is in favor for you. This is great, Aquarius. So, to summarize this week, this is a transition from financial friction to communicative glory. and a week for creative gains as well. Jupiter is blessing you. So harness your grit to handle the second house chores early on and then step into your skill power zone after April 14th. Best date for you is April 13th, and color for the week you can use is sky blue, blue color. For Aquarius students, your mind is moving a mile a minute. So use the Jupiter Mercury exchange to master subjects related to creative writing or debate. Your words have the power to win this week. Now let's look at the segments and indicator. Personal is high. You're feeling articulate, sharp, and very influential this week. Career and money is medium. Social is high. You are the go-to person in your local network. Love is also high. Romance comes through shared ideas and playful intellectual dialogue. Health is medium. Watch your throat and neck area. Salt water, gargles, and humming can be very healing. Another remedy I want to share with you for Mars and Saturn in your second houses, chant your favorite mantra or read out loud for 5 minutes every morning. Now, this fuels your exalted sun in the third house and ensures your voice carries weight all week. So, to all the forward thinking visionaries of the zodiac, wishing you a week of brilliant connection and vocal wins. Please reach out on the given mobile number or email ID if you need any one on one consultation. Wishing you all the best. Now, with this, let's move to Pisces Ascendant. Welcome, all Pisces Ascendant. Pisces, there are four transits this week. Three of them belongs to the moon and one very special transit of sun. Sun is entering into Aries on April 14th. So, if you can see on the screen, there are four transits this week. Now, this is a week of financial empowerment and personal value for you. As the sun, your sixth lord of service and overcoming obstacle moves into your second house, gets exalted. Your ability to generate wealth and speak your truth is hitting a solar peak. Now, let's begin and check the moon transit first to see how moon will influence your emotional map for the week. On April 13th, moon will be in Aquarius in your 12th house. You will feel an emotional pull towards solitude and reflection. It is a brilliant day for behind the scene planning or a deep spiritual reset. One Astrodeva tip I can share here is your subconscious is speaking loudly today. So if you feel the need to disappear from the world for a few hours, do it. Your best ideas come in the quiet. Now, April 15 moon will be in Pisces in your first house. This is a high intensity emotional day. The moon joins heavy titans like Mars, Saturn. Even Mercury is there in your own sign in the first house. Now, you might feel a bit of personal friction or a physical exhaustion. The energy is heavy, and you may feel the weight of everyone's expectation on your shoulders. Astrodiva tip is do not take things personally these 2 days. These 2 days is for physical discipline, and so stay hydrated. Move your body slowly and avoid making big life statements this week. Your ruler Jupiter is watching over you, so stay grounded. On April 17, moon will be in Aries in your second house. As moon reaches your house of wealth and meets exalted sun and Venus, you will feel an incredible rush of self-worth and material confidence. You feel capable, valuable, and ready to claim your rewards. Now, Astrodiva tip is this is an absolute power day for you. So schedule your salary negotiation, major purchases, or family dinners for the 17th. Now you're literally wearing a cosmic crown on your bank balance. Now let's talk about the Sun transit, special transit, which is on April 14th. Your sixth lord of winning over rival Sun enters your second house and getting exalted. So 14 onwards, any self-doubt regarding your earning potential gets dismissed. You find the grit to settle old debts and say yes to high-paying roles that require your unique expertise. This is a good one, Pisces. Your vitality also increases through a better diet or through family member support. You are radiating a frequency that makes people want to invest in you and listen to your advice. You might find a sudden urge to organize your jewelry or savings or a family heirlooms. So, with the Sun and Venus respecting your eighth house, your financial wins triggers karmic closures. You are finally settling scores and moving into a space of abundance. Now, let's also look at what other planets are doing for you, Pisces. Mars and Saturn in force creating pressure on your physical body. You must be already feeling it. It's been few days now. But you have the stamina. Please remember that. Mercury again is there and it's debilitated, but it is in exchange with your Lagna Lord. So your intuition is 100 times stronger than your logic. So trust your gut over the data. There is a tech and intuition breakthrough. So if you're working on something involving psychology, spirituality, or creative arts, the Jupiter Mercury exchange gives you the aha moment. The Mars and Saturn energy in first can give friction with self, so you need to be watchful and you must be used to it from few days. Mars, ruler of second and ninth, aspecting fourth, seventh, eighth house this week. So you are clearing domestic and relationship hurdles through sheer persistence. फिर से बोलो. Mars is also expecting fourth, seventh, and eighth house. So you are clearing domestic and relational hurdles through sheer persistence. Now Saturn, your 10th and 11th Lord in Lagna in your first house. Now there is a theme of gains from foreign land or from foreign, something foreign. And also you won't socialize for fun. Your circle consists of influential people who serve a specific purpose in your life's mission. Now Jupiter from the fourth house gives foundation of fortune. As the ruler of your destiny sitting in the house of comfort, your true luck is rooted in your homeland and domestic happiness. So there is a emotional wisdom as well. You possess a deep intuitive intelligence that we already spoke. So depend on your intuition this week. This will allow you to maintain inner peace even when the outside world is chaotic right now. So the verdict for this week, Python, is this week is a transition from personal pressure to financial glory. Now harness your grit to master your own schedule early this week, and then step into your wealth power zone after April 14th. Now best date for you is 17th, and color you can use is golden or yellow. For Pisces student, your focus is shifting towards valuable knowledge, which is so good. So use the Jupiter Mercury exchange to master subjects related to family history or finance. You are building a foundation for your future this week. Very good week for you, for the students. Now let's talk about the indicators and life segment. Personal, it is medium. Career is high. Wealth follows work this week. Social is medium. Love is high. Romance comes through deep, stable conversation and shared values. Health is medium. Watch your feet and eyes. Any headaches can also surface. Grounding and sleep are your best medicine. One remedy I want to share with you, Pisces, is for the Mars and Saturn in your first house. Even Mercury is there. So there is a twist I'm adding to this remedy. To turn your personal friction into success, offer some water to a sun facing plant every morning. So if you have any indoor plant which is facing sun, offer water to that plant. So, to all the soulful visionaries of the zodiac, to all the sweethearts of the zodiac, wishing you a week of profound value and golden gains. And please reach out on the given mobile number or email ID if you need any one on one consultation. Now, this sums up our weekly predictions. All our viewers, if you found this video useful, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And if you need any one on one consultation, you can reach out to us on the given mobile number or email ID, or there's a link in the description. Just click on the link and have a successful week. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.